Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Bricks King podcast, where I'm going to bend your ear about LEGO, review those amazing bricks of plastic, and discuss what is new and up and coming around the LEGO world. I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's bet on it. Welcome in, everybody. How are we doing? This is a great day. It is episode 200. 200. Now, technically, it's not. Yes, in the episodic count, it is 200. But as the overall, no, it's above that. It's like 260 or something like that. 240, 250. It's somewhere in that range. I'm not quite sure where. But as officially titled, this is episode 200. And I'm glad you guys are here. If you are just catching the podcast, you have a lot to listen to. If you have listened to the podcast from the get-go or have caught up from the get-go, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here regardless. But 200 official, I'm using air quotes here, official episodes is just an absolutely huge deal. And I really couldn't continue this without you guys just being super awesome and amazing. I mean, there's really nothing else I can say to that. I mean, my passion is still here. I love it. There are days where I'm like, oh my God, I have so much to do. But getting behind the microphone, talking about Legos, talking about new things that are coming, talking about products that are coming, talking about products that I have in my hand, it just makes it worthwhile. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed it to this point. And let's shoot for 200 more. Heck, let's shoot for 300 more and push to the 500. Anyway, with that in mind, today we're going to talk about some minifigs, right? I know, right? So we're going to talk about the new collectible minifigs from the Marvel brand that are coming out in September. Huge, right around the corner, right? If you're listening to this, you're like, oh, they're available. Oh my God, I can already get them. So let's jump into what these lovely dealios have to offer. So if you are not familiar with collectible minifigs, you are missing out. You are missing out from sometimes they have some really great prints, really unique elements, really cool stuff. Maybe City, maybe Marvel, maybe we're hoping in the future, Mario, something like that. But there's always stuff to collect. Harry Potter more recently, Looney Tunes, all that good stuff. So these ones here are the Marvel Studios series. It's 71031 if you're trying to find what they are. Now you can go to Brickset, you can get a great image of the 12 of them that are laid out. And yes, there are only 12 of them. There are 12, but here is the kicker. We have seen in the past, and they're still going to retail for $4.99. But what we have seen in the past is sometimes when let's say you go to the Lego store, you go to Walmart, you really don't know what you're getting. Even in the box, as they freshly open it and stick it on the shelf, sometimes you don't know what you're getting. But you do with these. There are literally 3 of each character. When I went through and I opened them, I was like, seriously, there are 3 of each? Like it is unprecedented to get that. Now, maybe that comes from the AFOL person, saying, wait, this is not right. We should not have 5 of one and 1 of the other, because I agree. I'm totally with you. Mean voice and all. I am totally with you. And I'm glad to see this is the case. Now, what we don't know that this is potentially something that maybe Marvel stood up and said, you know what, this is what we want to do. Y'all need to do this. We want to make sure it's even packaged, that you get a fair amount, at least a shot at it. So with the 12 that are in here, you are probably not going to completely recognize all of these. Maybe you're a Marvel geek and you love it, you know it. However, these are maybe not loosely. These are more loosely based around their characters, maybe from the films, but now all these new shows that are coming out, that is what they are based around. So the first one here that I was intrigued by was the Scarlet Witch. The Scarlet Witch has some great stuff. Now, all of these come with the new-ish, they're not new, not brand new, the posable piece that we have seen in that clear plastic color to use. And she comes with a cape. She's got some great hair. She's got her Wonder Woman-esque, because this is from WandaVision. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, so please don't kill me. I do not know enough from any of these to be able to understand what is going on. I just don't. I don't have enough understanding. I have not seen any of these, so I'm shooting strictly from the Lego side of things. But her hairpiece is awesome. It's got that paint that is on the front with the dark red. The dark red just goes so great. She's got a dark red torso, a dark red cape. Now, the printing on her torso in the front is immaculate. On the back, it is immaculate. And what is really cool is she's got those half printed, I think they're dual molded perhaps, but the half printed dark red up the arm to the elbow area on the minifig arms, which is really, really nice as well. She's got those blaster type pieces in her hands, which works really well. And the cape, the cape is a great addition. Now, I will tell you one little bugaboo, one little issue I had with the cape is when you stick her hairpiece on, sometimes the cape just sits a little wonky. It's not anything bad. It's not. It's just a little funky from time to time. Sometimes the cape gets caught just ever so slightly under the hairpiece, which is kind of a pain in the butt. So let's talk about what else she has. Well, she's got these red glowing eyes. Now, again, I don't know anything. I don't know enough about this, so don't crucify me here. But she's got the red glowing eyes on the one face, and then on the reverse face, she does not. She just has this smiling, happy demeanor where she's just chill and she's happy to be here. Her printed legs, I really like the way that the legs are printed. Really good dark red coloring, or I guess it looks more red than dark red, but you have the red color here. You have some silver that is in here. Really good quality. Now, I had talked to a few other people that got these to review ahead of time as well, and some of them had mentioned, one actually in particular had mentioned that they had some issues with printing quality. I hope that is not the case as we move forward, because at day's end, we definitely want quality printing, especially if you're paying $5 for a minifig that you're going to put maybe in a case, you're going to display, or maybe you're going to put it in a town and do whatever you're going to do with it. Either way, I like what this has to offer. The next one that we're moving on to is the infamous Vision. I don't know anything about this character either, so we're just going to roll with it. However, I love what they did here. This could be a bad guy if you chose to do this, take this character and move it into something like Ninjago or Monkey Kid or into your city. Maybe your city is taken over by this bad dude. I can really see some interesting poses, interesting ideas that are here with this. One of the great things that I love about it is white and gray. It is that silvery gray. It's great. It's got gold accent printing all throughout. It looks fantastic. The head print is fantabulous. But again, we run into the same issue because he doesn't have hair. We've got the face printed on the front and the back of the head printed on the back. And then we have white gaps down the side. Ugh! That is probably the biggest thing that kills me the most is when they do minifig heads like this. I understand the padded printing that goes on. I do. Y'all, we gotta figure out a solution here because this looks like trash. I don't like how that looks. It's like, we ran out of paint. Or it's think of it like this. Sometimes you guys hear when we do the LEGO Masters interviews, and there's like a cutout because somebody has bad internet connection. That's what it's like. It's like face, turn it, bad internet connection, back, bad internet connection, front. You know, it's just, it's atrocious. It really bothers the bejesus out of me. However, the head print, the face print is actually really nice. I like the way that is done. He's got his little red dot thingamajigger that he's got in his head. I know, don't yell at me. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But his arms are printed, which is a plus, right? Arms are printed. The dual molded legs as well. You've got some silver. You've got some white. Again, gold accent that is in there. That glittery gold. It's really nice. His white cape looks really sharp. However, the issue that I see with these fabric capes, it's white. The cape issues that I'm noticing with this type of material is it takes a long time for it to rest. He just kind of hangs in an awkward spot. And then you have the bunching in the neck. There's got to be a way that can be adjusted. We've seen when Lego does, not a cape like this, but when they do a cape that has the cuts and then it has the tiny circles because you overlap it over the peg that the head sits on the torso. So there is a way to do that, and you get a tighter fit. Maybe that's not what they were going for. I understand that, but it's just, it's still something that bothers me ever so slightly, even though it is super tiny. However, he does come with his little computer. His computer is really nice. He's got a printed tile for the keypad and stuff that is on there. It's got a little D-pad that is on it. It's a translucent blue. And then you've got a heads-up display, I guess you could call it, that has some printing on it as well, with the back of a white book cover for him to hold on to. So some really, really good stuff that you have there if that's your type of thing, or maybe it's something that is very important for the show and you're like, oh my God, I know what that is, because I totally don't. Anyway, let's move on to the next few. So this next one here her name is Monica Rambo. I don't know anything about Monica, but I love the way Rambo is spelled with her last name. You've got simple black pants, no print. White torso with some printing. The brown head, it is dual-faced. So you have more of an inquisitive face, like seriously, and then a happy face on the other side. And the hairpiece is to die for. I love the hairpiece with this. It's got a part that is in it. It is super poofy and fluffy, and I love it. A lot of texture to it. Really cool stuff that goes along with this. I like the print on her torso. Her back, it reminds me of something you might see in Lego City from space or something like that. Really not that intricate, not really that detailed or anything like I'm interested in. However, she does come with what is supposed to be, from my understanding from chatting with someone, it is supposed to be like a drone. It's supposed to be like a helicopter type drone where, she's holding it. And, some people you've seen, they throw drones up in the air and immediately start flying or whatever. Now, I like this. It's okay, but it is super simple. For $5, I'm like, come on, y'all. You can do something else. There are other minifigs we're going to talk about here in a minute that are well worth $5. Her, give me like $2.50. Cut it in half. Come on. I know some of the others we talked about didn't have much either, but no leg print. Get out of here. Come on. So the next one we're going to talk about here is the Winter Soldier. You get the Captain America shield logo. That is a nice print on it. It's exquisitely done. You've got some silver in there. Really good stuff. He comes with a knife. He's got printing on his body all over the place, right? Of course he does. He's got printing on the legs, which are dark. You've got printing on the dark blue torso. You've got printing on the arms. You've got dual faces. You have an angry face. And then you have a face like, hey, Bob, nice to meet you. So really, you can do what you want with it. It's a nice minifig. I really like the way it is printed on the arms. There's something about it. It felt more Spider-Man-ish. Well, on the arm, I should say, not arms. If you are him, it would be your left arm. If you're looking at it from the front, it is the right arm. I like what is done here. Again, something I'm like, $5. Oh my dear God. I know there's a lot of artistic work that goes into this. I know that. I am not telling you that the graphic designers didn't do their job. I'm not saying that, but come on, y'all. Come on. Anyway, so moving on here, we have Falcon. Oh my God. I love this. This is probably this is easily one of my top 3 figures, but this may be my favorite. I'm saying it's probably pretty darn close to it. Here's what you get. You get some interesting print. You get some massive, I just lost the base. You get some massive buildable wings that go underneath the head, that attach under the head, to the peg that sticks out off of the torso. You get the Captain America shield. It's the exact same one, but you get the beautiful red, white, and blue with the star printing on the front. You get the colors on the bottom for the dual molded legs. You get printing on the side of the legs, on the front of the legs. Obviously not on the back, but you get the arms that are printed. You get an awesome face that is printed with his headband goggle type thing. well, his goggles, but the headband part of it that wraps around the back, that is printed. And then on the back of the wings, the printing is exquisite. And then you get his little triangle piece that can attach on the back as well. Just so much here. This is worth $5 to me. This says, yes, I can do this. Absolutely, I can do this. There's a lot here. It's printed on the front and the back for the wings. Good stuff. I love this. I love that you get these extra things, these extra pieces that most people are like, I don't need that. No, you do. You absolutely do. You need those things for these type of $5 sets. It wouldn't be worth it to me without it. It's good stuff. I really like the way this is done. Good printing, quality printing on a dark torso. Things are improving. I say that, I'm going to knock on wood. I'm not going to do that because it'll shake the mic. But man, I think things are improving. So let's move on to Loki. Loki is the next one here. Loki is different than what you typically see. Loki's got his coffee cup that he's got going on. He's got his business attire. He's got the printing on the back of his jacket, or suit jacket, whatever you want to call it, that says variant on it. I like that. That is cool. I don't understand the relevance of it, but I think it is pretty fantastic. He's got blue shirt with a tie, great belt print as well. Legs are not printed. They are in that dark brown, that chocolatey brown color, but the olive green, semi-olive green of his jacket, I really like that. He comes with two faces. He comes with one face that is smiling, but almost kind of suspicious. And then he comes with another face like, are you totally getting me? Like, I could totally not deal with that today, bud. And then his hairpiece, of course. And I like these hair pieces, and here's why. His hairpiece specifically, it makes it look like he's actually got ears. Instead of like cutting off the ears, the way they cut into it makes it look like it has ears. So you have that. You have your coffee mug. And then here's the other thing. Okay, some of you are going to be like, oh my dear God. This little deal, Throg. I don't know anything about Throg, but this little guy, this makes it worth $5 in itself. Whether you care or not, he's got a red printed cape. He's tiny, by the way. He's like a tiny cat from City or maybe Friends, just something tiny. He's got a hammer in his hand. He's got printing on the front. I love his little attire, his little wing type things, these matching pieces that are sticking out of the rear of his head. I love this. This is one of my favorite tiny figs that I've seen in a long time from LEGO. That it is just different. It's unique. It fits the bill for something bizarre. And I know, again, it's a television show. It's a streaming show. I understand that. I absolutely love it, though. It's, oh my goodness, it is so fantastic. So let's talk about Sylvie. Sylvie comes with a machete, a green machete, by the way, a smallish crocodile, like a baby crocodile, but not quite a baby, but not an adult. I really like this mold. This is a new mold, if I'm not mistaken, that comes with this. So I'm sure we'll be seeing them in LEGO City in the future, without a doubt. Of course we will. So what does she come with? Well, she doesn't have any printing on her legs. I know, sad face. Oh, dear God, why? But she doesn't have any printing. Her hair, she's got her little crown type thing on that has the, I'm going to call them antlers. The little points that stick out. One of them sticks out and the other one is the sawed off version here, the cut down version. But she got her blonde hair that is shoulder length. That is nice. The printing on this, considering it is against dark, you have dark bluish gray printing that is in there. You have some silver printing. You have some gold printing along with this dark torso. I really think this just nails it out of the park. One of the things that bothered me on the back is the belt doesn't go to the edge of the minifig. In the front, it goes a little bit further, but on the back, it doesn't go as far. Obviously, they could both go further, but again, you're splitting hairs here. It's really coming down to, seriously, you're going to argue about that? You're going to complain about that? No, I'm not going to complain. I think it looks really well done. I really like the alligator that comes with this. One of my favorite things, especially because we've seen alligators. They usually have black eyes. This has blue eyes. It was something I did a double take on. I'm like, wait, but blue? Are you serious? That's blue eyes? Oh my God, it is so cool. It looks more realistic, perhaps. So the next one we have here, we have Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, right? It's supposed to be Spider-Man, of course. So Spider-Man you have here. Spider-Man comes with 2 heads, and he comes with the extra hairpiece as well. So the extra hairpiece is nice, of course. He's got his concerned face, like, oh boy, this is going bad. And then he has his happy face. But if you choose to keep Spidey in Spidey attire, he's got his typical Spider-Man printed head, the red head with the spider web and the eyes. On the back, it's just printed spider webby to stuff as well. You get your 2 cape pieces. You get the cape that sticks upright like Dracula, and then you have the other more fitted cape that I talked about earlier that has the slits with the tiny holes in it to help it close up. You have good printing here, dual molded legs, but you have good printing on the back of the spider. You have good printing on the front of the blackish print of the spider. Not my favorite printing job. I don't really like the square-ish, the more jagged edge of the spider. Definitely not my favorite. But as a whole, I like the way that is done. The extra attire that he comes with a rope, a white rope that is, I'm assuming, supposed to be something to do with his Spider-Man shooting stuff that is, his web stuff that is coming out of him. Either way, if you're considering, oh, you know what, I like it because it's Spider-Man, yeah. Well, you get that. You get the extra head. Maybe you want to stick it into your Marvel, your big Marvel set that we got this past year. That works too. So let's talk about probably my other big top favorite. One of my other favorites. Something that is just different out of the box. And let's talk about Zombie. Yes, that's right. Zombie Captain America. Who would have thunk it, right? Zombie Captain America? Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind, dude? I'm not out of my mind. Maybe Lego is, but you get dual molded legs, 2 different colors. Okay, you get that mint color with the dark blue, and then you get that nice reddish brown color that is on the dark blue as well. Printed legs on the front, not on the back. On the sides, it's printed. We get a Captain America shield that looks similar, but has some wear damage to it. That's really nicely done. The graphic design team did a phenomenal job. As we move up, you've got some tattering of the clothing that is going on with the legs. As you move up towards the torso part, the arms are kind of beat up. Again, tattered going on there. The chest has some mild tattering, not as much. It could have been better in my opinion. He's got his Captain America helmet on, which I really like. And then you have the zombie face, yellow eyes, zombie mouth looking open, ajar type thing, gritting his teeth. Like, I'm gonna eat some flesh. I really like the way this is done. One of my favorite minifigs I think Lego has done in a long time. Between the printing, the different colors, the character that this thing exudes. Not what the character is, but the character that comes from this is fantastic. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do with this. Now, those of you that are big into the Marvelverse know what I'm talking about already. So you already know what is going on. So let's move on here to Captain Carter. We've got the British flag that is flying here, or is it? Yeah, the British flag that is flying here in her shield. Nice print that is done really, really well. You have the British flag that is adorned on her chest. Around the back, the printing on the back is okay. It has black in it. I really like the way it is done. It's not horrible. The problem is when you print on dark blue, or any dark torso for that matter, and you print dark lines, it is so difficult to see. It is so hard to really get that feel across. It feels almost amateur-esque. Just doesn't feel as great. She does have printing on her legs, on the sides, on the front. They are dual molded. They have that dark reddish brown that is down there as well. And then you have these glittery 1x1 plates that she uses. I like those. Those work for me. The trans light bluish, I think these are opalescent is technically what they're called, but I believe that's right. Anyway, they look awesome. It's supposed to be the Tesseract that, she's carrying around. I like that. I love her hair. Again, ear cuts in the hair to make it look like she's actually got ears. Her face, she's got a sedate face, and then she has a really angry mom face. Like, tell me you didn't just do that. I'm coming for you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you remember your childhood, you know what I'm talking about. Mom is coming. So the next one here, we have T'Challa Star-Lord. This is an interesting one. You get a extra hair hat here. That is the hairpiece that is bumpy as well. Kind of like the one we talked about earlier in the beginning of the show. I like that. You get a dual molded print of the head of the helmet that Star-Lord is wearing, of the face, but it's dual molded because you have the hair and the helmet. You have black and you have the dark bluish gunmetalish gray type that is going on here. He's got his two weapons that he's using, his two little blasters that he's got. I like the colors here. The purple torso with the purple printing and the lightish purplish pink printing with the gold, some silver that is in here, some really good stuff that is going on. His arms aren't printed, which I'm like, oh, bummer, dude. That could have been awesome. Dual molded legs as well. The legs are printed on the front and the side. So good, really good stuff. I like the helmet. It is one of my favorites. He comes with only one face. It is a smiling face. So it's either smiles or nada. So I guess if you're in the middle of combat, you've got to smile, right? I would imagine that's the way it works. So we have Gamora, and she is carrying a weapon. It's the blade of Thanos. Now, Gamora, I love in the films. I love Gamora. It's one of my favorite characters from the overall arching genre of Marvel. I love this figure because you have that gold color for the torso and the legs. The actual color of the torso, the plastic, is that gold color. And what she has, well, obviously she has the blade of Thanos, but she's got that beautiful lime green head, good print on the back with lips closed, and then the other one, like, it's battle time. It almost felt like something from Power Rangers saying that. The beautiful print on the arms is phenomenal. It is some of the best printing I have seen. You've got some dual molding that is there with the lime color, the lime green color, and the black. Her hairpiece, no ears here, but her hairpiece has printing on it of purple, well, it's not purple. It's more magenta color like her hair. I really like the way that is done. So let's talk about what her body, the rest of her body looks like. The torso, you've got the breast shield that is up here that is printed, really nice stuff. Around the back, it looks good as well, but you have some silver with some black. And personally, I would have rather have had silver lines. I know it's a character, but I would have rather had silver lines and had that pearl gold showing through versus what they did. Either way, it's still okay. Along the back, it's a little darker, but it fits really well. You miss some of the printing that is behind her hairpiece, which is kind of sad in its own way. And then obviously the torso, the legs are printed. The legs are not dual molded; they're single molded, but they are printed as well, but not on the sides, just in the front at the feet and on the, I guess you could call it the shins or the thighs or, whatever, the legs. Either way, I like the way that is done. Really one of my favorite characters, like I said, from the film, and one of my favorite characters from here. I really like the way this is done. So I will give you my top three. Gamora is definitely one of my top three. We already know that Falcon is my other top three, in my top three. And I will tell you, the zombie Captain America is in my top three. And here's why. It comes down to, what do you get that isn't the same? Now, I'm not saying we've seen these in sets before. Not at all. But Gamora, you don't see characters like this come around very often. You don't have a peachish colored face or tannish colored face or brownish colored face. It's lime green. You could stick this in a bunch of different things. Like, that's what runs through my head. Not just the minifig itself, but what else could I do with this? What other purpose can this minifigure serve in the greater good of my minifig community, in a city, in a layout, in a specific theme? And it works here. And then you have the sword that she has here from Thanos. I like the way that is done. Well, not a sword. I guess it's the dual blade or whatever that she's got. However, good stuff. The zombie Captain America, I already told you. The colors here, the printing here, the different type of face style here, I'm sold. And then you get the weathered shield. Oh my goodness. It just screams awesome. It screams different. And then we also have Falcon. Falcon is personally my most, if you were going to put a number on things, like I said earlier, and you're going to say, yes, I'll pay $5 for this, this is one of them. This is absolutely one of them. With all the plastic that you get with his wings, with the shield, with the triangular piece, it's a yes. It's a yes through and through. Now, granted, he doesn't have dual faces. Some of you are like, oh, I wish he would have had an angry face or, weird other looking face. I don't know. But personally, I think you guys won the lottery here. I think this is probably one of the better minifigs that has come along for a collectible minifig series. So those are my top 3. I'll be curious to know what you guys think as far as your top 3. Are you planning on buying them? Yay, nay? Remember, equal counts of each minifig. There are 3 of each of the 12 characters. So if you get to the Lego store and you say, hey, there's none in here, can you open a box? Maybe if you sweet talk enough, if you're kind enough, they might open a box, or maybe if you're at a big box store, which is highly unlikely. But either way, I hope you guys find some interest, some intrigue in these minifigs. There are definitely some things that I have already done with them, as far as setting them up in different themes where I think, oh, hey, this totally goes here. I could see you as a bad person, or I could see you as the protagonist. Definitely some cool stuff. So with that said, I am getting out of here. I hope you enjoyed episode 200. Sorry it wasn't a big party shebang thing going on. Just didn't feel right. 200, 100 is like, yes. But most people don't celebrate like 200. They're not like, yeah, we're at 200. It's like 250. And then it's like 500, right? So maybe at 250, in a few months, we'll do something kooky or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you around next time. And as always, I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it.